Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys how to identify basic trends and just some basics before you get into trading or using any trade bots. Now this is pretty much things you need to know for all types of trading in pretty much any market, but especially in cryptocurrency since it's so volatile. These types of trends and patterns happen all the time. So today I'm going to be telling you guys how to identify these trends and patterns. Now this is a basic video for people who are just getting into trading, so I wouldn't recommend you experienced traders watch this. But anyways, let's get right into the video. So first off, here we're looking at Bitcoin, and here we can see a very common trend in the cryptocurrency market. Now before we get into that trend, I will tell you guys how to find the support and resistance points of a coin, and this can help you guys determine when to buy and sell the coin, and good spots and good sell points when trading. So pretty much, first off, we see here that Bitcoin tried to push the price of $20,000 on this pump. Now, obviously, once it tried to reach this price, that was a very obvious resistance, as it was a price that it did not achieve. And now we can also see some very heavy selling right before it is trying to break it once again. So that's a very easy resistance we can identify. Pretty much resistance is just a price that a coin tries to reach. Maybe there's a big sell wall there. There's a lot of sell pressure at that price. And pretty much once it breaks that price, once it breaks that sell wall on the coin, then it can allow the coin to go a lot higher because there aren't as many people trying to sell it because they think it's going to go down after it hits that price. So pretty much that is what a resistance is. And next what we want to find is the support. This is pretty much the price that the coin will not go below, or maybe the trend of the price that the coin will not go below. So as we can see here, Bitcoin did get a low of around $13,500. Now as you can see, this was a pretty obvious support here after it hit this low, as it did try to push it almost 3 times and it could not break it. So there are obviously a lot of people at this price trying to buy Bitcoin because they think, oh, it's so cheap, this is a really good price, it's going to go up. So that is a very obvious support for Bitcoin. So now that we have identified our support and resistance, we can also look more into the chart and try to identify some shorter term patterns. So first off, let's go ahead and try to find the shorter term resistance. So as we can see here, around this price, which is $18,000, Bitcoin tried 2 times to hit that price and it couldn't break it. Now this is a very obvious resistance, as it tried to break this price not only after it pumped to its all-time high of $20,000, but also a little bit after that. You can see right here it did go above 18,000 just for a little bit, but then it failed and went back down, which then causes more people to place orders at 18,000 to sell because they think Bitcoin isn't going to be able to go above that price again. So this is a very obvious resistance for Bitcoin, and so I would definitely mark 18,000 as a resistance. Now this is all assuming that we're, for example, right here in the market. So as you can see here already with this period, we have all 3 of these lines and can identify that when the next move is going to happen. Now there is one more trend within this move on Bitcoin here that we have not found yet, and that is a wedge pattern trend, which I will pretty much show you guys in 1 second. But pretty much what the wedge is it pretty much has higher lows as it goes up to try to break a resistance. So as we can see here, the resistance was obviously $18,000, and after it hit its low of $13,500, we did see 2 higher lows here, and they did create a pretty nice trend, which you can then see confirmed right there. But what you can do early on, even before all this happens, so you could have started once again right in this area. You could create a wedge just like this. So the important thing for a wedge is to try to hit all of the lows or supports that you see. Now the wedge is useful to not only find a point at where it might break out to a higher price above the resistance, but this can also help determine when it's going to go on a downtrend. So for example, if it would have gone up to here and then instead of going upwards we did see a breakout downwards, we most likely would have seen a sharp price crash, sort of going down to around 13,500, which is our support, and then it would probably move from there, probably go up a little bit and maybe try to retest our support of 13,500. But this is a very simple way to find good buy or sell points, as you could sell if it hits this line right here, or buy when it for example breaks our resistance of $18,000. And using this, you could have bought at the bottom, you could have bought on these two supports here on the trend. So this is really good to identify some movements. And this was definitely a big move in Bitcoin, and it's certainly not over. We could see it push the $20,000 resistance in the future. But this is just some basic support and resistance trading on Bitcoin. Now I do want to say this does work better on longer periods, especially on altcoins, as they can be very volatile short term. But it does work a lot better with longer period candles. So pretty much I would recommend probably 2 hours or 1 hour as your candle. And some altcoins do even need periods of 1 day or 5 hours, something more along those lines. Now another very easy place where you can use this type of trading, where you can just find some sort of trend, is for example right here. You could have seen that it keeps getting these highs on around 2 or 3 candles here, and then you could have confirmed that this was a downtrend. So as you can see here, it had this high and then a lower high of these 2 candles, which then confirms that it is going on a downtrend as it kept going down. And then we see it broke its downtrend right here as soon as it broke this line, which we created from these 2 candles and its all-time high. And then we saw it go up and then rebound all the way up to Bitcoin pumping. And that's another very useful way of using these trends, just for small patterns. Now I also want to show you guys some of the patterns that you can see in the market. This was one of them. This is called the wedge, and there are a bunch of different types of wedges. Let me just show you guys a picture here. This is, for example, what we see here, an ascending triangle. So pretty much, it has this uptrend with higher lows and then eventually breaks the resistance. But we can also see the triangle that is a little bit more sideways and then can either break out up or down. Then we also see this channel. These are all, once again, identified through support and resistances. So pretty much once you have your support and resistance based on the trend, you can then find these little patterns here, which can then benefit you to predict when things are going to happen. So there's also the head and shoulders, which is whenever it tests a higher price around 3 times. There's also the triple top. So this would have maybe happened, for example, at 18,000. As you can see here, Bitcoin tried to push it 1 time here, 2 times right here, and then this would have been the 3rd time, and then we could have seen a correction. So that is an example of a triple top. And then we also have the flag, the pennant, the double bottom. This is another thing that we see very common in the market, where it pushes the bottom support 2 times. So if this had gone up and then down 1 more time to the support, it could have rebounded and tried to push a higher price once again. And these are just some basic ones. I will have this picture in the description. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you learn some basic trading and also helps you with trading with Gunbot and other things in the market. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching.